It's Brian Preston, the Money Guy.
This next question, Brian, is from Brooks. Brooks says, I am 24 and I want to go back to grad school in 3 to 4 years. Where do you suggest putting the money I have saved up? I currently have $30,000 saved. I plan on school costing somewhere between $60,000 to $80,000. I know a lot of folks who've been in this situation where they're like, hey, I've got some money saved and I got this goal, but it's 3 to 4 years from now. And man, you know what would be awesome if I could just take this money, put it to work, and I don't know, double it. Maybe I don't even double it. Maybe I just make 50% on it. Maybe I just make 10%. Maybe I just grow it a little bit to help for that goal. How should we approach what we do with dollars that we know are going to be needing to be deployed in the next 3 to 4 years? And how do we think through that?
Brooks, this is the hard part of because that's why I always say know the why for every dollar that you need, is because if it's, put them in the different buckets. Is this money that you need in the next 3 years? Is this money you need from 3 to 7 years? Or is this money you can let go of for 7 years and beyond? Because that really is the kind of the short term, intermediate term, and then the long term buckets. And that will give you a little more clarity on thinking how you should look at each of these dollars. And especially because this question is specifically towards education, but we've had it towards wedding rings, all kind of house down payments,
rental property.
There's all kind of things that you just change what the why is, but it's still the time frame is the exact same. Less than 3 years. I know you're not going to be excited with this answer. It needs to be liquid. It needs to be safe. I know we're in a high inflation period, so you feel like some of the purchasing power is being diminished. But what would be worse is if you go and invest this money, even if you bought something that's perceived as safe, like a short-term bond fund, when interest rates start going up, like the Federal Reserve is, indicating they might be doing very shortly. I think you're going to see that, yes, even bonds can lose principal value in a rising interest rate environment. So you want to stay liquid. That's the easiest answer to give you. Now, I do think that because this is education, there is some unique opportunities here. Is that every state, if you live in a state that has a state income tax and they also offer 529s, you might want to go see if there's an opportunity for you to put some of that money into your state 529 program, take a current year tax deduction, because guess what? If you live in a state that has a 6% tax rate and they give you a deduction on your tax return, that is like a guaranteed 6% rate of return for what you put in there. I would try to get, use your financial mutant mentality to figure out if there's other maximization strategies instead of just trying to increase the opportunity cost by investing and hope you get lucky that the market goes up in that 3-year period. Maybe there's a strategy way that you can go put it into still a conservative holding at in a 529 or some other type of education savings that also gives you a tax benefit in the short term. I mean, Bo, did you have anything kind of add to that?
No, I think short term. Yeah, you said short term goals have to be short term, and it stinks. It's not fun, right? Like we have our money sitting in like cash accounts that are earning 0.5%, and that doesn't get us super excited. But the fact is we just don't know what the future is going to look like over the next 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah, you might be able to invest it and turn it into something, but what if you don't? What if you end up investing and it just so happens that COVID is when you need to go back to school, or 2008 or .com bubble? I just don't think you can afford that risk. I think cash has to be king when it comes to those short to intermediate term goals. I do love how you talked about like the 529 plans. A quick note on that. They're not all created equal, right? Like Morningstar and there's another one. They come out with they rate the plans like aluminum, platinum, gold, silver, whatever the thing
That's
is.
Morningstar.
The good ones, the bad ones. Just know that not all 529 plans are created equal. So that's something you can check out. I love the thought of trying to get the tax deduction to do that.